Lanka and Sammy, retired with mom and dad. What a beautiful evening. It is overcast and it is Sunday night, 4:30. I thought I'd come out here and chat with you guys about relationships. How are relationships in my life? What's been going on in my life? What has happened in my life in the past? And where am I today? What do I see in the future? Why don't you stick around? We'll see you in just 1 second. So, relationships. I'm Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I'm a Canadian expat, retired in Sri Lanka with my senior parents, and I want to thank you for joining. If you could please do me a favor and click the link down below, comment with just even an emoji, really helps my channel. I am trying to get the algorithm to work for me, so if you could help me do that, I would greatly appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing, comment, watch, and add all the way through. Unfortunately, I'm not monetized, but I hope to very soon. So if you could help me get those minutes up and watch a couple of videos, I greatly appreciate it. Lots of love to you guys. So I'm 56 years old, or I will be in 2 weeks. Christmas Day! Happy birthday to me. 25th of December, I'll be 56 years old. What is that? That is weird. That is like... Oh, that is a piece of the coconut tree. There's like the bark. Wow. Anyway, so I'm 56 years old. I am single for the last 17 years. Divorced for the last 17 years, no kids. I got mom and dad. I got a younger brother. He's 52, living in Canada. I'm gonna see him in a couple of weeks as well. That'll be great. It's been a year since I've seen him. So, relationships, and let's talk about like emotional relationships. Like, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend type relationships. Because I've got my family, I've got friends, I've got loved ones. Those are, you know, standard relationships. We'll talk about that later. But first, let's start from the beginning. You know, my first real girlfriend was Lady B from Toronto. You know, I dated in high school. I had lady girlfriends when I was younger. But my first real girlfriend, other than the girls summer flings that I had when I was in Europe or high school, they didn't really mean much. They weren't real. They were just, you know, teen age ones. I don't really want to count those. They're important to you when you're young. But the real serious one was Lady B, who I met when I was 21. We were 6 weeks apart in age. We were perfect. She was much smarter than me, much more mature than me, and stunningly beautiful. My God. I dated a girl in Europe who was just insanely beautiful. Tall, blonde, thin, Dutch. I'm still friends with her, even to this day. You know, 40 years later, I'm still friends with her. Lady B, 35 years, I'm still friends with her. That's very strange. I'm still friends with these women. I'm still friends with everyone I ever dated except for my ex-wife and maybe one girl in Korea who was crazy. I'll talk about that later. Anyway, so Lady B, who watches my YouTube, and I want to say hi, Mama Helen, if you're watching. I met her in the late winter, early spring. I was 21, 22. I'd just come back from Sri Lanka. I was working at a club and she had met me and I had met her and asked for her number and stuff like that. And we started dating, and 3 months later we were a couple. My parents loved her. They still do. We dated for a year or two, but we were so young. And you have to remember, this is the 80s, okay? Not like today, but in the 80s, you know, the next step is marriage at that point. And we were still in university. We were still kids. Wow, these plants are growing like weeds. This is crazy. It's just encroaching on the road. So that's why we kind of ended our relationship. And, you know, we kind of stayed friends, and then we lost touch, but then we reconnected about, I would say, 10, 15 years ago I reconnected with her. But that was really, really important relationship. Hello. Hello, cows. How are you? And that relationship was like, I'm gonna say, my first real relationship. I've dated a lot, but I've only really had, I'm gonna say, 4 or 5 real girlfriends who were important parts of my life, long term, who are still friends today, except for my ex-wife. I met her when I was 29, but she was 11 years younger than me, and that was a huge mistake. We were dating, and I was leaving Toronto to move to Hamilton, so about an hour outside of the city. And I said to her, I was living in downtown Toronto, and she was staying with me most of the time. I had gotten my own place so that we could basically live together. And at that point, I said to her, you know, I'm moving because of a job. She had just finished graduating university. I said, come with me. That was the mistake. Eventually, we ended up getting married, buying a house, doing all of that stuff. That didn't work out because of the age difference. We still stayed friends afterwards, but when I came to Korea, I cut off communication. I said, that's a part of my life I don't want to anchor me. I don't want dragging me back, because I wasn't happy in Canada. I'm glad I didn't go there. Hey guys, Sri Lankan Sammy, thanks for joining. I want to take a quick moment and talk to you about the channel. I really appreciate you taking the time to support the channel, clicking like, sharing, and commenting, but I need to ask you for a little bit of help and helping me get the channel up and running a little bit better. Please click the link down below if you want to support the channel and buy me a coconut. What I will do is I will match the dollars, and I will go out and buy fresh fruit and vegetables from local farmers on the roadside. You guys have seen me do that before. I'll continue doing that by supporting the local economy. Passively, if you would like to, you can just watch a commercial. I am monetized, so if you watch an ad all the way through, a couple, that would really help the channel. And even more so, click the link of the ad and let it pop up on your computer. Leave it open for a few minutes. That would really help the channel passively. And one last thing, if you could please just put a comment, an emoji, one word saying hello, saying hi, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, Happy Vesak, Happy Poya, whatever it is, whenever it is, I truly appreciate it. Sri Lankan Sammy, loving you all. We'll see you all on the other side. Working at a club, being single, you know, I dated a lot. and they weren't important. They were important at the time, but it's just that they want to get married and have kids and I won't. So they realize that I'm not in it for the long term. And I explained it to them after, 3-6 months. I'm not interested in getting married. I'm not interested in meeting your family or anything like that, because I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to have kids. So basically, they end up leaving or saying, well, if you're not going to get married, then there's no real reason to continue, because that's what they were looking. And they were always younger than me. I'm 40. I was 45, 50, and I was dating 30-year-olds, 28-year-olds, 25-year-olds. And Sung Mi, she was a girlfriend I had in Korea for a while, maybe half a year, but we're still friends. She might even come to Thailand. I'm trying to convince her to do it, but she's got a career. And the other women I've known are still friends with. I get invited to weddings all the time by ex-girlfriends. It's really funny. They're building a nice big house here. Wow, that's huge. So, what my point is that you can, and my final relationship is Lady Sarah. That's a relationship that's going to develop into, I don't want to say a marriage. We joke about it. I'm her travel husband. She is not interested in marriage. She kind of wants kids, but that's because she's very religious. But I'm never having kids. First of all, I'm too old. But she has said, when I'm 40 and if I'm not married by then I'll marry you. And I said, yeah, as a joke, right? As a joke. But her relationship and mine is very, very intellectual. It's here and here. She and I get along so well. We're being together, though, it's stressful. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is the stress of a relationship. I've spoken before on how to live stress-free, and the number one thing was money. The number two thing was family, including relationships. Those are the things that cause stress in your life. And having a relationship with someone, a physical relationship, means that you have to compromise. You have to be in a partnership. But if you're in a friend relationship, I don't know how you mash those two words together. Friends, I have female friends. Princess Jasmine, the Heijin and Heymin twins, they're coming to Thailand. Maybe my other friend Tanya, she might be coming. I just talked to her today on the live stream. Don't forget, live stream every Sunday morning, Colombo time. Join me on the live stream. We went for almost 3 hours today. It was great meeting everybody. Wow, so many great new friends. So getting into a relationship, I'm going to give you guys some advice based on my experience. I'm not a relationship guru. Please don't listen to me, but just listen to my mistakes. Number one, don't move in with someone. If you're dating them, don't move in with them. Travel with them first for a week. You will learn a lot about someone when you travel with them. When you spend 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in a stressful situation like traveling. Because you need to cooperate. And you're exposed to a lot of different things at the same time. Stresses of travel, eating, going on trips, time schedules, things like that. You learn a lot about a person. And then living with the person, you learn a lot about how you're going to live with them. Ooh, here come the cows. I got to get out of the way. I'm not going anywhere near those guys. They've never been a problem, but I don't want to go near them. I'll show you guys them. It's moms with calves. You got to be careful because they are not the friendliest. Maybe I'll see. Keep my eye open and stay well away from the calves because those are the ones you got to watch out for, because if you go near the calf, the mom will become a little aggressive. So yeah, they're cute, but you got to be careful. This guy's coming right towards me too. That's a scary one right there, because he's the big guy. So, in a relationship, you have to test it. And I'm telling you this right now, the best way to test it is to travel with someone. And the second thing is you have to communicate. You have to talk about, if you're going to get into a long-term relationship, you have to talk about what your ultimate goals are. Where do you want to live? How do you want to live? How is family going to impact you? That was a big mistake with my ex-wife and I. She was really, really connected to her family, where I am not. Okay? Yeah, I love my mom and dad, but I can stay away from them for months and months and years. I can stay away from them. But my ex-wife was very connected to her mom and needed to see her all the time, like at least once a week, if not more. So you need to focus on those important things that you don't talk about when you're dating. When you're dating, you talk about what do you want to eat, what movie do you want to see, those kinds of things. You don't talk about, the family, where you want to live, where, if you're gonna have kids, financial things as well. Finance is really important too. So set those relationships up right at the very beginning. Those relationship parameters, sort of say, those important things. Those are the mistakes I made. I didn't cover those off, and I was too young. My first relationships, I was too young. In my older relationships, I didn't focus too much on it. With Lady Sarah, I hit every nail on the head. What do you like? How are your finances? What are your beliefs? What is your family situation? And this is the bread truck is coming. So basically, you need to make sure that you do every check. And like I said, the best way to do that is by traveling with someone. When I traveled with Lady Sarah, I learned I could never live with her because she is a god-awful mess. She's got to have her own room because she is an absolute mess. I lose my mind every time I see the mess that she leaves everywhere. I'm always cleaning up behind her. But, that's her style. That's the way she lives. I guess that's it. I really wanted you guys to know the mistakes I made, and hopefully you can avoid them and be in a relationship. I'm not a guru, like I said. I am someone who's experienced it and made the mistakes. So hopefully you guys don't. Sri Lankan Sammy, retired with mom and dad. I'll see you all on the other side.